Welcome back. Now, in this lesson, we are going to tackle our sign out process. Because right now what we have left over is our onClick that calls our auth sign out method, we actually also have to move our sign out into its own user actions. And as we know, this auth sign out is also an API call. So what we can do is we can wrap this as well inside of its own sign out and sign out success, sign out failure, Redux style that we are gotten so used to now. So what we're going to do is we are going to have to, of course, first make the action types. So let's go to our user types. And let's make a new sign out start. Our sign out success. And our sign out failure. And then we'll also make, of course, the correct actions. So what we're going to do is we're going to export the const sign out start, which is just a payload free component, right? So it's going to be our user action types, sign out success. We're going to do the same thing for our success and our failure. The only difference is that success takes no payload because it just issues the type. Once we succeed, it pretty much just tells our application that the user has signed out. And then we're going to do a sign out failure. Whoops, this should be start, my mistake. And the failure will actually get the error, right? Because we want to log an error in case something has happened, something has gone wrong inside of our sign out flow. We got to update our reducers to listen for these actions. And what we're going to say is that if there is a sign in failure or a sign out failure, we want to update our error because it's pretty much just one error property. And what we want to do is we also want to make sure that if our sign out success is also successful, we want to return state, except our current user will be null. And we can also set our error to null. Now that we have this working, we need to actually issue out the correct action in the right place. So inside of our header component, we now want to fire off our new sign out start action. So here, what we'll do is we will import in the action. Let's see if we already have one. No, we don't. OK. So let's import in sign out start from Redux users, user action. And then we're going to map dispatch to props. Map dispatch to props, where sign out start goes to a function that pretty much just dispatches out our sign out start action creator. We pass map dispatch to props to our connect, and then we have to destructure this out of our props values and pass this like so. So now we have our sign out start being fired from our option link. We do need to write our saga as well that will listen for our sign out start. So if you've noticed now, this is pretty much just us jumping through all these Redux files and then updating according to the right pattern, right? We make the actions, and now our components are purely action generators, right? Any of the logic related to the actual sign out or any of that stuff no longer happens in the components. We've moved them all out into their sagas. So hopefully that's something that you've noticed that is happening. And that's the whole thing about us writing these generators and these sagas, is that they hold much of the application's actual logic related to anything asynchronous or anything impure. So here we're going to make our on sign out start, which will yield take latest of user action types dot sign out start. And of course, we're going to fire our sign out generator. And inside of our try block, we are going to yield auth.signout. So after our sign out comes through, we're then going to yield our put sign out success, which we have to import in to our Saga file, sign out success, as well as sign out failure. So now if we succeed, we're going to put out sign out success. But if we fail, if our sign out call fails, we are going to put out, whoops, don't need those extra brackets. We are going to put out sign out failure with the error. We're going to add this to our chain of listeners. And now if we go back to our application, we do have an error here. What is this? Let's see. Take latest requires a Saga parameter. Take latest. Oh, whoops, we didn't pass this in. So let's pass in our sign out function. Let's save. And now we'll see that, let's sign in. We get our success. If we hit our sign out, we trigger our sign out start, and now we have our sign out success, which is clearing out our user inside of our user reducer. So awesome. So now our sign out is working. And the other great thing about doing it this way now is that we have this action now that other sagas can listen to in order to issue out their own respective actions in terms of perhaps doing something like resetting the application state in such a way that we would expect when a user signs out. In fact, let's leverage this sign out success method that we fire in order to clear out our cart. So let's do that in the next lesson.